Hello students, good morning. Myself Rajesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, School of Law, Maharaja Agrawal University, Baddi. Students, today we will discuss important topic of CPC, Jurisdiction of Civil Code. But students, first of all we will discuss a brief introduction of CPC. Students, CPC stands for Code of Civil Procedure. Students, it integrates the provision of law relating to procedure of civil court. Students, CPC is divided in two parts. First part contains 158 sections, while second part consists of 51 orders, its rules, and also contain 8 appendix, which are numbering A to H. Students, fundamental principles are contained in the sections and thus create jurisdictions. Hence, substantive law is there. So, sections are deal with substantive law, whereas rules deal with the detailed procedure as to how the jurisdiction should be exercised in civil court. Students, now we will come to our topic jurisdiction of the civil court. Jurisdiction has not been explained or defined in the Code of Civil Procedure, but in simple word, it can be described as the power of the court to settle the matter. Student, jurisdiction is a very key component in determining whether or not the court has the power to adjudicate the case. Without a clear understanding of the jurisdiction, one cannot proceed with the case. So, first of all, it is should be clear to an advocate where he should file a case. Students, there are three types of jurisdiction. First is territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction means regional limits of the court. Under this territorial or local jurisdiction, the geographical limits of a court's authority are clearly defined and specified. A court cannot exercise authority beyond that geographical or territorial limit. Second is students pecuniary jurisdiction. Pecuniary jurisdiction means fiscal value of the civil suit. CPC proceed and allows analyzing the case unless the suit's value exceed the financial limit of a court. And section 15 of the CPC commands the organization of the suit in the court of law grade. It refers to pecuniary jurisdiction of a civil court. So generally we will file a civil suit in a civil judge junior division. Then third important type of jurisdiction is students the subject matter. This means the specialties of the case. Subject matter can be defined as the authority vested in a court to understand and try cases concerning a special type of subject matter. In other words, it means that some courts are banned from the hearing of cases of a certain nature. No question of choices can be decided by the court which don't have subject matter of jurisdiction. Students, here we have to remember one important thing. Subject matter jurisdiction is decided by the parliament. For example, after 2015 Commercial Court Act passed by the parliament which came into effect in October 2015. Now, commercial matter cannot be tried in civil court. Civil court jurisdiction is barred. Now, commercial matter can be filed only in commercial court, which are designated and constituted under Commercial Court Act 2015. Similarly, consumer cases cannot be filed in civil court because there is a special consumer form to deal with this kind of cases. So, it means court must not only jurisdiction to decide a specific matter, but also the court has the ability to give the order for which it is examined. Students, in addition to this, there are other kinds of jurisdiction. For example, original and appellate jurisdiction. First of all, we will discuss original jurisdiction. Students, original jurisdiction refer to the court's authority to take notice of a case that could be decided in these courts in the first instance itself. Unlike appellate jurisdiction, wherein courts review the previously decided matter, here the cases are heard afresh. Students, for example, civil judge, junior division or senior division courts have original jurisdiction. Now, next is appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction refers to the court's authority to review the cases that have been already decided in the lower courts. For example, in Indian circumstances, both the High Court and Supreme Court have the appellate jurisdiction to take the subject that are the brought in the form of appeal. So, in India, Supreme Court and High Court have both original jurisdiction and appellate jurisdiction. Now, students, we will discuss with exclusive and concurrent jurisdiction of a civil court. Exclusive jurisdictions means, as per CPC, exclusive jurisdiction means where a single court has the authority to decide a case to the rejection of all the courts. This jurisdiction is decided on the basis of the subject matter dealt with by a specific court. For example, we again take example of commercial court. Now, commercial court constituted under Commercial Court Act 2015 have exclusive jurisdiction to deal with the cases of commercial nature. Similarly, consumer court have exclusive jurisdiction to deal with the consumer cases. Now, students, concurrent jurisdiction. Concurrent jurisdiction exists where two or more courts from different systems simultaneously have jurisdiction over a particular case. In this situation, parties will try to have their civil or criminal case heard in the court they have perceived will be most favorable to them. Students, here we can take example. For example, two persons are doing a contract. In the contract, suppose both the party to contract are residing in Panchkula, and in the contract they add a clause in the future if any controversy arise, matter will be referred to in Chandigarh court or Panchkula. Now here two concurrent jurisdiction party are at liberty, they can file a case in civil court Panchkula or Chandigarh. This is the example of concurrent jurisdiction. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.